Hello?
Can you hear me?
Are you there, Casey?
Yeah. How are you, man?
Pretty good. Man, you have seriously made my day right now. so,
I love it, man. I love it.
hell yeah. So, I know you mostly from the first Adolescents album and all of DI because I grew up listening to that, but I also read that you were a founding member of Social Distortion.
Yes,
How, can you
I
tell me
was.
about that?
I actually, me and Mike Ness made up the band in Fullerton. Yeah, actually, Mike Ness and I made up the band in like 1976 or
Damn!
70, late 76. Some I know. So the summer of '76, I was like a junior in high school, and Mike was in eighth grade, and we just wrote "Mommy's Little Monster" as a two-piece at my parents' house, and yeah, I made up the band because I was like, older than Mike, so Social Distortion was a great title, I thought, because sociology was a interaction of culture, and distortion was like what we did to the music, so I kind of just threw it together like without thinking. Then I kicked Mike out of Social Distortion because he was just a kind of dick. He wanted to fight everybody, and I was more happy because he was going through a tough divorce with his mom and
Oh,
dad, and he
shit.
was really angry, and he was young and pissed, and he was punk, and he wanted to just start trouble and just get through his anxiety, and so he was just too tough to hang around. So I kicked him out, and then the Adolescents asked me to play drums, and then I broke up Social Distortion, which was at that time me singing, Tim Mag on guitar, Frank Agnew on guitar, Rick Agnew on drums, and Mark Garrett on bass, and that was the first Social Distortion, and it was the second one actually because Mike wasn't in it, but so yeah, I did make up Social Distortion back in the day. That was one of my milestones.
That is absolutely fantastic. I knew you were in Adolescents, obviously, in DI, and can you tell me about the Detours?
Yeah, the Detours was kind of like right before the Adolescents
Before the
started.
Adolescents?
Yeah, Detours were before the Adolescents. In fact, DI was before the Adolescents because I was in the Detours. Let's see. Wait a second. I was okay. Wait, the Detours were before. DI was before the Detours because I remember when I was in an apartment in 1978, my first year in college. The Detours. I was in the Detours. We had Detour signs all over the walls and stuff, and Di was practicing early songs in the living room. I was with my friend Steve Roberts, who was on the Welcome to Reality CD or EP by the Adolescents. Steve Roberts was in early Di. So, and then back to the question at hand, the Detours were before the Adolescents. Yeah,
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 right before, right not for not very long. Between Social Distortion and the Adolescents, there's the Detours were going on for about maybe a year.
man, you're a Ramones era punk.
I know, totally, dude, and it's great because I retain that resilience of being young because, well, I'm healthy because I'm kind of an athlete from good DNA from my father, and I'm just sharing the energy of all the young energies around me,
Yeah,
and it just like keeps me there. It's just weird.
I was gonna say,
But
if you listen to a DI album from now to a DI album from, like, Ancient Artifacts, you still
mhm.
sound like you're a teenager. You
No, I
still
know,
sound that way.
I know it's weird. I didn't get a turkey neck or anything. I'm just like straight up wrinkle free, and I don't even have gray hair yet. It's fucking cool. But but everything is like on hold right now because of the clubs being closed and everything. So
Love the
we did some.
Flashback album, though.
Yeah, the flashback album was fun to do. It was pretty great, and we're in the mix of or in the middle of working on like a Dr. Demento. A song for Dr. Demento's new album. I don't know if you remember who that is. He's like a '60s radio personality that put out all kinds
I
of.
think I've heard of him, yeah.
Yeah, he was like way old. Just kind of odd music. The songs that you wouldn't really hear anywhere. Were really weird underground songs. And so he's still going on with his deal. He's got to be like 70 or 80 or something or
Yeah.
now. But so we're trying to do that. We're doing Hello Mutta, Hello Fada, and which is a song by Alan Shepard from the '60s. So I'm just staying busy. We got a merch thing, and we did a live stream at BBB live streaming out of Las Vegas, and we had about 3,000 people watching us
Hell yeah.
all over the world. It was a great audio, and the video was just outstanding. And it was pretty damn cool, pretty darn cool.
Where was the picture on the Welcome to Reality EP taken at that cemetery?
That was a cemetery that's in Pomona, and it's right off of I guess it would be the 57 freeway and the 10, out in Pomona, right by some railroad tracks. It's off to the right when you go by Temple Drive. It's right by there. It's in Pomona.
And I've seen pictures of what I believe to be the kids of the Adolescents members. Is there a movie coming up or something? Like, it shows all the, like, Steve's kids, maybe your... I think you actually posted it.
Yeah, they're supposed to be putting together a movie called The Agnews, and it's called The Agnews, A Family Story. And part of their growing up is they're all the adolescents, at one time, and they were all in DI at one time. They've shared a lot of Orange County stuff, so that they were going to have a phase of, a portion of the movie that depicted the adolescents, just kind of all hanging around, doing stuff. But now I hear Tony doesn't want us to use his image, because he's just an asshole. Tony's just kind of a yeah, he's kind of like, he kind of kicked everybody out of the adolescents, and then him and Steve said they were the adolescents when we all agreed not to break up and use the name if we weren't together. Let's don't use that name. So Tony kicked everybody out and did it anyway, just to make all the money, and got new guys in the band and took off and says we're the adolescents. So he's done a lot of kind of underhanded things to people,
Is that why ADZ exists?
No, ADZ was me and Tony and Rick.
Oh.
So we were all getting along right then. But no, the Adolescents, that's why there's that without Rick.
Oh, the Adolescents.
Yeah, the Adolescents, to have everybody but Tony.
Yeah, that's what I was meaning to say. My bad.
Yeah, no good. I knew what you meant. Or no big deal. But yeah, so we're doing that. Is Rick's tone and he wrote up most of the songs on the Blue record, So we're playing the Blue record, and it's just flipping people out. Like Fletcher, Pennywise, and Milo came up to us from Descendants and said, "Dude, I haven't heard the Adolescents sound like that for like 30 years." Shit, what the fuck? Tony's band is, or sorry for cussing. Tony's band is like not even the Adolescents, and I'm all like, I know, that's why me and Rick are doing it, because Rick needs more respect for all of the input, and he's just an underground rock and roller now, living check to check, pretty much like me, kind of, but at least I got DI that's trying to put some, aspects of the business together for making a little bit of money. But Rick deserves some love, and I said, check this out. The original idea was, a lot of my fans are saying like they hate it when the band fights, and we're their favorite band, the Adolescents, right? And I'm all like, shit. So I'm all, Tony, let's get the band back together and play with the Misfits at the Forum and make it like $10,000-$20,000 because we potentially had that offer. And Tony's all, no, because I guess him and Rick have something, I don't know. So I'm all, shit, okay, well, I guess the original Adolescents aren't getting back together. Let's get the Adolescents together, and then maybe someday we'll come together, because we're playing the same songs. We're all original members. So if I get the Adolescents together, me and Rick are playing, and then Tony's still playing, eventually maybe somebody will offer us enough cash to where Tony will say, okay, I'll sing for the original Adolescents, and because it would have been just like amazing, it's like the Clash getting back together. So that went on and stuff, and then I started hearing a bunch of smack about Tony just like not paying people and very much, and kind of like just doing all these underhanded kind of things, not letting Rick use any of the Adolescents logo stuff, even though legally we could have. And then Steve Soto passed away. So there goes my idea.
Steve.
Yeah, Steve, we love you. But there goes my idea about getting the original band together again, So that plan was off. So then we kept playing because people are digging the Adolescents. They're all like, shit, between me playing drums and talking, it's like I'm the DI singer talking and playing drums. It's like people are all, whoa, that's where it all came together. Because me and Rick and Mike Ness were in Social Distortion when we wrote some songs, and we're playing the circuit for a while. And so Rick has been involved in all of it. So we got the Rads going, and In fact, we're playing a big show. Where are you right now? Are you
I'm
in
in
California?
I'm in Moline, Illinois.
Oh, just Illinois. Don't worry, it's too far to drive for you. But no, we're doing a big party for Christian Fletcher, a professional surfer that's having a birthday party in Lompoc, in a 100-acre ranch with a skate park in the
Jesus.
back of this guy's house.
That's
It's
nuts.
gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be bitching because then we're gonna pull the Blue album, out of the hat, all the way from Kids I Hate Children to Wrecking Crew. And when we play that record all in its entirety,
That
real
record's my soul.
people start flipping out because Rick's sound is the same because that he wrote the songs and his attack, the way he strums,
Oh
it
yeah.
sounds like the album. And then when we play in drums, the mechanics and my vocals, it sounds just like the record. I mean, it sounds exactly. And a lot of people that got into following the new Adolescents are just looking at us, looking at them, and going like, yeah, like the song says, "Who's who?"
Oh
Then.
yeah, it was him. Oh yeah, it was him.
But so we got that controversy going too, and it's kind of cool, and it's kind of weird. But I just live my life, having fun. We have a new record label called Cleopatra, and they've got a bunch of they have a new greatest hits album, DI to Z, that they just put out. That we re-recorded all the songs, 24 songs, and then we
Damn.
have. Yeah, it was a long one, but the flashback favorites was the harder one because we're trying to be better than the original versions, but with our own
You
edge. And
definitely pulled that off.
I think so. I think that record kicks
I was
ass.
gonna make a review over it and be like, Di just made these old songs listenable. Thank you.
That's classic, dude. That's so funny because it's true.
Yes, it
Like
is.
the stupidest songs, like what's that one?
Don't you?
No, the one by Nick Gilder, "Hot Child in the City." It's all so stupid, but we did it.
Yeah,
And it was
but
a lot of it, but it was hard because we had to figure out how because they got these weird parts. All those songs you got to figure that they were all high production, high cost songs to write and make. So we're like trying to outdo like some stuff that was like at the top of their line, and now it's classic. So how do you outdo that? I mean that's get close to it, but we had our own little. Luckily, we got to mix it ourselves and because our guitar player Clinton Calton is a kind of a producer now, so he has Pro Tools at his house.
hell
And
yeah.
the new way to record is you just do all your recording with like at a sorry, my phone was beeping. Do recording at like say Pro Tools in your bedroom, your living room, or wherever you have Pro Tools at somebody's house, and it's free. So then you do it to a rhythm track, right? You rhythm track all the percussion, and so then you do the guitar and the bass to that, and then for free, where you'd be in the studio paying like $300 an hour or something, in these booths all isolated. So this you just do that and that for free, and then you go into a real studio, where you have a big room, big mics, and then put the drums in there, and you record professionally for good money the drum tracks only. And then you erase the click track, and you have the real drums with the really well quality recorded bass and guitar, and it just cost you 10% of the whole old school price that you used to have to pay if you were like going into a studio and just going song by song. And then you have to be
Yeah.
really precise because if you go, let's try that one again, and oh, the bass stopped that time, oh, the drums stopped that time. You literally paid fucking for $1 million just doing recordings. But so you do it like that. You do it all at home, do the drums live, and then put it over the other stuff, and then you go into your friend's bathroom and do the vocals.
Is that why did vocals have that kind of echo chamber sound to it on that album?
We did all those vocals on the flashback favorites in Clinton's bathroom.
That is fucking punk.
But he did put he affected it. In any way you can imagine. You could just put tones and bend them to be in key. And just an offbeat drum kick, hold it back mechanically, visually with the up and down little jiggles on your screen. You just pull it back a little bit, and the drum is all boom, 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 perfect again. You can do anything. It's just insane. So we had some time to work on it, and it was pretty fun to do. And yeah, so we did that live stream thing, and everything is going good. Just a little bored sitting around. I live at the beach, so I get to go jump in the water a lot and stuff.
Really?
So pretty lucky.
I had a couple Adolescents questions for you from the first album. So I read that I Hate Children was written by Steve Soto in response to him being forced to babysit a bunch of brats back when he was a kid.
No, that was written. Tony wrote that one.
Oh, Tony did.
Yeah, and he wrote it about his brothers and sisters because his mom was like a pretty heavy alcoholic. She was a single mom and got left with all the kids, kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
She was all like, "Shit, I'm gonna go down to the bar." Tony, being the old one of 15, would have control over the whole family all day when she would go out, and then she would hang out all day. How it works and stuff, and come home all hammered. And then she said if anything breaks or anything gets screwed up, she's going to blame Tony because he's in charge.
Oh, shit.
And I know he had like a brother that was like 13, a sister that was 12, a brother that was 5, and another one that was
Holy
like
shit.
another one that was 3 or something. And something would always get broken. So he would always get like disciplined every day. So the I Hate Children was about his brothers and sisters because they're just like causing him complete anguish in his life.
I've always just related so highly to that song because, I mean, I don't hate children, I'm 26, but when I just can't stand their screaming and, they break shit all the time, so I've always kind of related to that song. But back in high school, I had a class called Music Appreciation, and I brought the Adolescents Blue album in, and I just I was allowed to play 3 songs off of it, and they're like, wait, it's called I Hate Children by the Adolescents? Isn't that ironic? It's like, there's a story behind it.
I know. That is kind of messed up. Makes no sense. I Hate Children by the Adolescents because, wait a minute, the Adolescents is our children. Let's see, how does that work out? No, that was a good one. Yeah, for sure.
Can you tell me about the Black Hole and if you have some stories from there?
Well, the Black Hole was like an apartment right across the street from where we all went to junior high, and it was just like a 2-bedroom apartment complex, 2-story with a pool in the middle, and the gate on the outside and stuff like that. And when Mike was having trouble with his mom and dad divorcing, and he was getting actually abused physically and stuff, and the dad was really a drunk, crazy one, and so Mike ended up moving into my parents' house with me, just like to escape the zone, and because it was just dysfunctional. So he was like kind of kicking with me, and that's funny. My mom was probably the reason that the Social Distortion made it, But so Mike moved in with me, and then we were just kicking back and just taking care of stuff. And we in fact went down to Mike's house, mom and dad's house, and said, Mike's a good kid. Take him back. He's living with us. He's good. And they're all, get out of here. He's a little rat. Slammed the door on us. We're all like, wow. me and dad and stepmom. So then Mike moved in with me for about, I don't know, 5-6 months or something while we were just going to school. We, normal, functional, dysfunctional, middle-class kids. But until they got the apartment in by the Black Hole, and Mike was getting older, he was like, wanted his own apartment because they had his brother and his sister and his mom and him. So it was a little too much for like a 2-bedroom apartment. So he got his apartment next door, and it was really close, And so, we all, we're all hanging out. So we all ended up hanging out at Mike's house, Mike and Joe Manforty, Mr. Joe, they were the guys who were living in there. And we just like hung around there and drank beers there and got our first ears pierced there and dressed like the Sex Pistols there. Just we were all punk rock and totally just being funny and just crazy. And then one time the Detours guys showed up, some of, they're all friends, but they duct taped Tony up, They were bigger than us, and like they duct taped Tony up and threw him in the pool.
Oh shit!
And he sunk. They thought he was going to float, like with his head up above water, just going, "Let me out, you guys!" But no, he sunk to the bottom immediately, and then somebody jumped in and rescued him and stuff. And
well, that's good.
And Tony lived, and And I think one time Mike Ness stabbed a tree with a knife and cut his
What the
pinky
fuck?
finger almost off. And that's why he always frets his guitar really weird, because he cut his left hand, on a tree, stabbing it, but his hand slipped down the knife, And, that didn't go in the tree. His hand slipped and it cut his fingers. Really good, too. We went to the doctor and it was, pretty trippy. But yeah, black hole stories. And then we tore the place apart. I mean, we tore the cabinets out. We tore the sink fixtures out. It was horrible. We spray painted on everything, the roof, the ceiling, the roof, destroy, just like the Sex Pistols, like kids would have done, and then we wrecked the place and stuff, and I don't really know what happened after that. The place is still there. I mean,
Are you serious? Damn.
yeah, it still stands, and there's a picture of it in American Hardcore, the
Yeah,
movie.
I've seen them. I've seen that
Yeah,
before.
Frank and Steve are standing in front of it and stuff like that.
I was gonna say
But that's pretty much what's happening.
on DI's album, Ancient Artifacts, on the deluxe version, because I don't think it's on the regular record. You do a
Mhm.
cover of "Kids of the Black Hole," and
Oh,
in your intro there, you like it's this the fun has just fucking begun. Ha ha ha.
yeah.
Is that a little bit of a mockery or something, or what's that a
Yeah,
reference?
that was mocking just the old Adolescents for sure, just breaking up. And me and Rick were taking the reins at that point because the Adolescents broke up. And so we're all like, yeah, we're still having fun later because Rick wrote that song anyway. I mean, when you hear like Rick in the Adolescents play "Kids of the Black Hole," you hear the very beginning like ding 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 ding. You could totally tell it's Rick. You're all
Oh
like,
yeah.
it's like you're possessed. All of a sudden, just like you're hypnotized. You're like, what? Why does that sound so extra familiar? I mean, it's really cool. We do a lot. We have a live. Did a recording at KXLU Loyola Marymount Christian College here in LA. I don't know if you've heard it, but it's an amazing recording. We got a really freaky, a unique recording. We're doing an interview. It was 1 a.m. on a Tuesday night in the winter, and the campus was empty. We're all like, this is. And everybody had to be at work in about 4 hours. So, well, not me and Rick, but a couple of the guys, John and a couple of guys. So they're all, let's just get this thing over with, man. This is God. I got to get home. So we did direct input to the, into the board at the radio station, and we said, let's get through this recording really fast, because we're all burnt. And then we agreed to get through it fast, and we did the best recording I've almost ever heard. Even the disc jockey said it's better than the Blue record. We did an interview after or before the recording at Loyola, and the disc jockey said that was a jaw dropper. She was speechless, as very much so I am now. But she said it was one of the best. It's better than the Blue album because we just wanted to get through it and play it fat songs close together, play it just precise and get it over with. And it ended up being like something that we would have just worked on for weeks and just focused on precision. But it just happened just magically like that. And that's on YouTube. If you look at the Adolescents live at KXLU, you can hear the whole interview with me and Frank Agnew Jr. when I bring it back to basics, talking about like, hey man, we just started this for fun, no big, oh God, Adolescents, TSOL, Warped Tour, no effects, just giant festivals. We just said we're just bringing it back down to basics to where it started, where we're all just good friends and family, because Frank Agnew Jr. is singing for the Adolescents instead of Tony, and he sounds just like him. And he grew up with his uncles, being in the band. So
Yeah.
it's just like, it's kind of a magic scenario. So you ought to check that
Oh,
KXLU
I
recording.
definitely will.
I mean, it's really, really amazing. The interview is really good. I mean, I'm not pointing any fingers at Tony or talking any really big shit live, except for right now, I guess, apparently. But, it really hits the point of what punk is all about and why me and Rick are doing this and why it just means more to just have fun and be together than to be popular, with nobody else in the band that's original and just work it like a company, and
Yeah.
everybody's all, yeah, that makes total sense. And it's really a really cool thing, and we still have fans all over the world, and it's a mind blower.
What does DI stand for? I've heard so many.
Developmental intoxicants.
Damn.
Yeah, I
Okay.
know.
I've heard
that weird?
so many different answers to that, and I was like, I'm just gonna ask Casey himself. I've heard drunken Indian, I've heard dumb idiots, I've heard drug
Yeah.
ideology, I've heard a million
Mm.
different versions.
Yeah, it originally started as an index, as to screw with people to have to make up their own idea of what that stood for. It's like a weird kind of philosophy that I just said
It's fucking
because
awesome.
I try to think of weird things that have never been done before. You know what I mean? I'm all like, it's not going to have a name. It's going to be an index to things that start with DI. And then we had like about 10,000 things written on a wall in our studio, just written like with a Sharpie, like dumb idiot, doggy ice cream, developmental and just all this stuff. And then we just had just rows and rows and rows. Like the longest one is disestablishmentarianistic ideologists, and that's 28 letters. And then,
Do a record with that.
yeah, I know it's pretty funny because it means nothing and everything. And in fact, it really stood for, developmental intoxicants or drug ideology. Because we all like to, smoke pot, and our parents are all,
Yeah.
don't smoke pot. We're smarter than you. We're cooler than you now because we smoke, like the hippies are. So we just thought it was a stupid concept, but, what do you do with it?
My buddy Logan had a question. He wanted to know who did the artwork for Horse Bites, Dog Cries.
That's a guy named Art Morales. I guess he's still around. He did Horse Bites and Ancient Artifacts. And, and it's really weird. Check out that dog. You know what I found out? That dog is a magic dog. I mean, it's. Do you know anything about that story?
No idea.
This dog I found out like forever ago, since we found it on a little one of a kind little brooch, a Mexican brooch, sitting on a blanket at a swap meet in Anaheim. An outdoor swap meet at a drive-in. I looked down, there's a DI pin made out of abalone outline, in Mexican silver. It wasn't a, Target thing or anything. It was made by some Mexican dude or something, right? So I found the dog and stuff. So we find out that this dog is like it's an Aztec god named Xolotl. It's Xolotl. And I researched it, and that is the dog. The dog is this magic power. And so this dog, so I'm starting to trace all these things about the dog, like what could really have intervened in our life. And then I'm all like, let's see. I wrote an album called What Good Is Grief to a
Yeah, I was going to
God.
bring that up actually.
And he is a god. He's the god of fire, lightning, and death. And I'm all, wow, Richard hung himself. And let's see, what good is grief to a god? He's on fire. And then check it out. The girl for Triple X tried to do an album cover for the What Good Is Grief to a God album cover. So she cut out Xolotl with in cardboard, covered with gas or with something. I don't know if she even did that. But she put it on top of her stove and like lit it on fire to take some photos. She was a professional photographer, and the oven blew up. Just Xolotl did not like that.
Shit.
I know. And then there's a couple of songs on What Good Is Grief to a God. Like, what good is grief to a god? What good is grief to a dog? That just makes no sense then. But then it makes sense after we figured that the dog is a god. And so it's all these parallels, like the thing blowing up. It's all this weird shit. And
I
then,
was going to ask you about the DI dog logo. I didn't know it was a dog. Like, where did it come from?
well, I found it on that
Yeah.
on that pin. I found it on that pin. It had the dog on the pin, and I just gave it to this girl named Diane McAleer, and then she said, "Okay, I'm going to draw. Okay, you and Mike are Ness. We were best friends, and we were starting to not be best friends because we went different directions. Because I hit him in the head with a drumstick one, but he was just being a dick, like always. He's like, "Fuck you, oh dude, fuck you." So it was kind of like that. So Diane McAleer goes like this: "I'm going to draw some pictures for your first album covers. Mike, here's the little skeleton guy with the martini glass, that social distortion guy." She drew that, and then she took that little pin that I found at the Anaheim Drive-In of the DI dog and that abalone and silver button. I'm all just here. Use this for our logo. And then she's all okay, and then she drew the first album cover with the white dog with all the white specks on it. And let's see, what was the other strange thing? She did both of those things. And then I looked up Xolotl, and it's got a picture of a skeleton body with a DI dog head on it. Okay, that's just a different story altogether. It's the freakiest thing. And then one thing is all a spell's been cast by evil dogs. The spirit of death is all around. You know, like that one song called "The Puppet" on "What Gives Grief to a God"
Yeah.
talks about the spirit of death. He's the god of death. I mean, there's so many parallels with this Zolotl dude, and we were worshiping him this whole time. It was like his church. We didn't even know it. People are wearing him on their shirts, and we're all yay. It was like a church
Got a
of the
DI pin on my head right
dog.
now.
It was really trippy. And then check this one out. Okay, this was only about 2 years ago. He's this guy, a friend of mine, was looking through Indian jewelry. Okay, the pup got lost. The pin, original pin that we had, got lost in like 1985. Cone player gave it to his girlfriend. The piece that was the bitchin' piece. So like about 20, 30 years later, all of a sudden, like this guy. I described the piece to my bass player Eddie, right? Say it's abalone inlaid with a DI dog in silver and and silver border around it, and then it had a brooch pin with no writing or nothing. It was just carved out really primitively. And then I told him about it, and then this guy, 2 bags from like SD, is looking through turquoise jewelry, and he says, "I think I found the dog." And then he's all, "What?" He's like, "I think I found the dog, a DI dog and a piece of jewelry." And told Bobby Rio, Bobby, I don't know if you know him, he's our roadie. And Bobby told Eddie, and Eddie's all, "What did it look like?" And then I described it to Eddie, and he's all, "Yeah, it's like abalone around the outside, and I'll send you a picture of it." Sends a picture to him. It was the exact same dog that I found in
Holy
1970, 79. Wait, yeah, probably something like that. 79, 1980. The same pin was in San Jose at this dude's house. So Eddie, my bass player, drives up there and picks it up, brings it home. Because when Bobby told him what it was, Eddie just shit because he's all, "That's exactly what Casey told me that it looked like, and he didn't tell you." So he went up and got it, brought it back, and we got it now. So it came back to us. I mean,
That's awesome.
Just all these Zolotl parallels are just really, really weird. It's crazy.
My
I don't
mind
know
is
the horse.
blown.
I know Zolotl. Check it out. Look him up on. It's called Solotl. It sounds like an S. It's XOLOTL. He's a spiritual dog of the Aztecs. He was the god of the underworld. He would collect bones and be a part of reincarnation. Like when the sun would go down, Zolotl underground earth and collect bones and come up and have some sort of reincarnation properties. But he was the god of lightning, fire, death, deformities, misfortune, all these like twisted evil kind of properties to this creature. And I'm just going, damn, that's everything I've written songs about. That's everything that the albums are about. And I'm just, so it's really a trip. Not to go off on that, but I think it might be so that's kind of trippy.
I enjoyed
so anything
that.
else? Anything? I know it was a nice run through.
Yeah, I
it was
had a
almost
few
like
more
watching the History
questions, and
Channel.
they just left my mind because I was just in awe by that answer. Like, I wasn't expecting that sort of answer.
Oh, check this out. He's the god of the underworld. The Ancient Artifacts album cover has a person bringing him out of the ground from the underworld.
God damn. I've always wondered because the artwork of DI albums are much different than most other punk rock albums, especially from the 80s. They've always been more, it feels like something is truly painted there, because I know there's a lot of punk bands that just, they'll take a picture of something and slap it on there and put their name on it, but DI albums paint a picture of something, and I've always felt there's something more to it, but I've just never really, until I've asked you now, I've never known the story about it, and good God.
I know there's a lot of crazy things. There's even more that I haven't even told you that I just forgot. that are just really trippy things. Like, I don't know. It's pretty weird. I'm glad he's been pretty good to me because I'm still alive. Everybody in DI is still alive. That has been. Oh wait, we lost Mark. Oh, we lost Drew. Oh well, but I've had 100 guys in the band, so hey, what do you do? That's a good percentage.
You're the only remaining original member.
Yeah, pretty much. But the other guys in the band, like, we all went to the same high school. We all went to the same junior high school. We all grew up within about 5 miles of each other. They were just like 5 years younger than me, and they just ended up forming into this version of DI for the last, I guess this year this version is like 19 years, I think. So yeah, this is a pretty solid version. We all had the same teachers. We all, if you asked us a question, we'd have the same answers. I mean, it's just that stupid close. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean. Family.
But so it's pretty cool. I mean, I'm really fortunate to have a lot of talented people around me in my scene.
But I brought up ADZ, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, that story about the dog just literally killed my train of thought because I was so in awe over it.
Uh, it's really weird. God of Fire and Death, Richard hung himself, and all that stuff. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I haven't correlated why that big I can't remember what the name of Manitar or whatever it is that's eating the dogs. That horse Cyclops thing on the Horse Bites cover. There's got to be some correlation between him eating all those dogs. I haven't figured it out quite yet. Okay, yeah, ADZ was pretty cool. That was pretty much the closest record I think that is the closest to the original Adolescents kind of sound.
Oh yes, I agree with that.
Because Rick and me were together again, and Tony's voice, and we were all still pretty much, not that far from the original time when that came out. So we were all pretty much, in the same mindset and everything. And then Roger Siemens, Roger Ramjet, and Mike Nesmith, who I nickname everyone. Mike Rouse, he manages X now. We had a good time. We had a good record. It was great. We recorded it in a place called. It was up in L.A. Same place like Ice-T recorded. And in fact, we were even on Ice-T's album. We were singing with all these homies, all yeah, yeah, yeah. And it was pretty cool at a place called, God, what was that place called? Sun, I don't know, I don't really remember. But I remember the guys were recording, and they're all, hey man, we just talked to Ice-T, and he gave us some hats and some stuff. And I'm all like, what? I'm doing drum tracks. I run outside, run up to Ice-T, and his brat is just huge, like a Bentley, black 4-door Bentley. I'm running up to it. I'm all, dude. And all of a sudden, his big bodyguards should come up to me and go, what you charging the people? What you charging the people? And I'm all like, I just want a hat, dude. You guys got any more hats? My band just got a bunch of hats. And I wondered if you had another one. No, we ain't got any. We don't have any more. But then he goes to his dashboard, pulls his own personal hat off his dashboard, and just gives me little frisbees it to me. And I'm all like, I love you, Ice-T.
That's awesome.
So that was a good story about, up there where we recorded the Ads record. And that record, I still have to find that record. Somebody's making something on that, and not me. But
it should be.
My life is weird. I got a lot of things going.
I was gonna ask him.
Keeping track of everything.
Since COVID stopping tours and shit, I've been doing this with a few others who I've interviewed. Would it be possible for me to either buy or have you send me some signed records or something, or signed drumsticks?
Well, you know what? I don't have the record label's got the records, and they're in Texas.
Oh, do you have any drumsticks you could send me?
I could probably figure that one out.
Hell yeah. Todd Swallow of the Macros did that.
No way.
Yeah,
that's cool.
He's like, I don't have any records.
Figure out something to send you.
He's like, I don't have any records anymore, but he's like, I'll send you some drumsticks. I've got 1 million of them laying around the house.
Well, the pro surfers and band members, we all just live off our sponsors. We'll get some pairs of tennis shoes from bands, and we'll sell 2 pairs and keep 1. And then we'll have some money, It's just like a strange lifestyle. But yeah, I could do that. Just shoot me your address, and I'll send you a little package or something.
I would love that so much, man. You've seriously made my entire night right now.
Thanks, man.
You are so an energetic and aspiring artist, and your music, I gotta say, and I was gonna tell you this, to compare DI to the rest of the 80s punk scene, you have one of the most uplifting, comical, but satirical kind of political substance to your band. DI is just a very American band, but at the same time, it's poking fun. And last night, which I've been listening to your music since I was younger. I'm 26, but I listened to
Nice.
all of the studio albums consecutively, and there is not really any other band. Bad Religion, they're my favorite band of all time, but they have 17 albums. I can't even listen to all 17 at once. But DI is a band
Yeah.
I can sit there and fucking listen to DI all day and not get bored.
Yeah, we have like some good diversity, but some unique originality out of each song.
And I love
And
your live takes too, because some of the jokes you pop off, like on the 12th day, we get bitch, the Christmas tree's on fire.
the Christmas tree's on fire. Yeah, there's some messed up stuff. I don't know if I could write stuff like that anymore. Like, load your gun and let them have it. Like you can't shoot people anymore. Casey, you can't write songs like that. I'm all, oh, well, shit. Well, at least we wrote them a long time ago.
They're fucking
Now we can use them
awesome.
because they're old and funny. You didn't see the BBC live music yet, have you?
I don't think I've seen that.
You got to go after we're done talking. You got to go on YouTube immediately. And if you love DI, you are going to. I swear to God, you're going to jaw drop at this recording and this editing magic. There's 6-camera video, 30 microphones on a live stream to the world, and we got put on the spot. But we just killed it with our second guitar player. It sounds like the songs are supposed to sound, and it's just you're gonna blow your mind. It's just BBB live entertainment. Just BBB live entertainment on YouTube.
Yes. I will
And
definitely
you will
look that
just,
up.
it'll be, I watch it and it's, I'm in the band. I usually don't follow myself, but I like to watch it because it just sounds just phenomenal. It sounds like a dream, like just, OC Life and Falling Out. Eddie and our new guitar player, Trevor Luca, who has been in DI about 2-3 years now, but he's got that high voice, like an old DI's background vocal, and,
Oh, yeah.
and Eddie is such a great bass player. And this, you got to see this mix. I mean, it's unreal.
Oh, what's the story behind Pervert Nurse?
That's just a friend of mine's dad. Was molested in the hospital by a
Shit.
nurse. Yeah.
For
She's all,
fucking
I think
real?
you're really good looking. Oh, really? That's gnarly. Yeah, yeah. So it's all, wow, that's pretty trippy. I won't say his name, but
Wow.
really, all my songs basically are like folk songs. They're like just reflections of like what's actually happening
Even
around our little world.
is Hang 10 in East Berlin about surfing?
Hang Ten for Berlin.
Uh,
Yeah, it's kind of like making fun of like the World War II. Just it was I don't know, just kind of it was really kind of written in bad taste, actually. Riding waves of death. Just fuck, really. But it's just stupid because it's like you said, a parody, and it's funny. And we came from a place of comedy in Southern California to where we're kind of, we go to the beach and we listen to some like good like Chappelle, some good comedy that's really bad but good. You know what I mean? So we're pretty dry with our humor and stuff. Just out of if you can't laugh at yourself, no, shit, you got trouble.
Hell yeah, man.
So yeah, so sometimes it comes off a little heavy, when we're all like, the Fourth Reich is within our reach.
Hell yeah.
That's a bad song. It's bad. I'm all, well, maybe it's just bringing up a bad time and reminding you to be good.
Maybe.
Oh, okay. Okay, I like that song. Now I like that song now. Yeah, you got to explain some stuff to people sometimes. But Scheisse, everything is okay, man.
Scheisse.
I just want that like thing to, Scheisse. I talked to Fat Mike yesterday. He's hanging out playing in his backyard.
With him, but I can't get a hold of him at all.
Yeah, he's kind of like those untouchable guys,
I really appreciate
But,
people like you.
He loves
like,
you out a lot.
Like Jack Grisham, like Keith Morris, people who will actually talk to me instead of going through a secretary and this and that. It's like, ugh.
I know, it's just not very personal to like have to like talk to someone on such a stupid professional level. Like, let my people talk to your people, and Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall. What? I'm sorry. That doesn't make sense, Case. Well, that's okay. You don't have to make sense. But yeah. So everything's good, man. How's the weather out there in Illinois? Are you in
Really
Chicago?
cold and shitty. I'm 200.
Really?
I'm 200
Are you,
miles away from Chicago. It's cold, shitty, and raining.
Really, north or south? Hopefully south.
North.
Really? So you're pretty up there, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of annoying. I work for DoorDash, and my moped's been broken for the last few days because it's just 33 years old, and I've been trying to work on it, but the weather's just been like, no, cold and rainy
Just
and
hard to
shit.
even. I know you just want to hide out and just go. Well, I'll wait until the season changes. Well, it's not snow. Is it snowing there yet?
No, it better fucking not.
No. That's good. You're not that far up there. Like
That would be
Canada's.
good.
What state's north of? What state is north of you? Like
I think,
Dakotas,
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what
Michigan.
north of Michigan and Wisconsin and them are north of me, I believe.
That's right. That's right. Getting my geography down because I've traveled the whole U.S. many, many times in a stupid van.
Um,
But yeah, everything's good. I'm glad there's guys like you out there keeping guys like me like pertinent in our like existence still.
I love your existence, man. It's helped you. Your music has helped me in so many ways throughout my life. I can't even. This interview would be 6 more hours if I told you so much. Like,
That's classic, man. A lot of people are give me the same love. You know what I mean? And was just it's amazing. I mean, the effect it has on me is just immense, and it's just really a cool thing because, like, I'll travel far from home, and I'll see people like, say, in like London that are just all, kind of the same scenario. Thanks for having something that I could be into, and I love the Beach Boys and Agent Orange, and I'm all right on, man, you're rad, But yeah, it was a good time to have a brand new, the last great wave of rock and roll was punk, and it was a strange time, just for everybody to be not accepted, but accepted in our own underground. So
what's your
it
take
got to
on
be
new metal?
it's all right. It's
Like,
kind of
like
confusing,
Torn,
It's
Limp
also,
Bizkit, and Disturbed and that shit.
yeah, I don't know. It just seems to be so, so fabricated, you know.
Yeah,
It's just like, music is reaching a point where, man, you got to like just. But I don't know. There's a lot of young kids out there that are just starstruck by those productions. Even though the music's just kind of, whatever's. The productions are so beefy that the kids are having a great time growing up, like, at their own version of like a Kiss concert from the '70s or something. Where they're not, where the music doesn't really matter. It's just what's happening. But yeah, those songs I don't really remember after I've heard the songs what they were about. Just a lot of times the bands don't connect.
yeah,
Enough.
I agree with that.
And then they stay pretty mainstream with their, chomp and their scream, so they can just fit in still.
Yeah,
And then they start writing songs like Avenged Sevenfold, Part 13, Count 17, Part 18, 17, Tempo Change.
I was shocked to see them do a split with no effects recently on their new Linoleum and Live at Fatty's weekend
Uh-huh.
thing. That was
Oh,
weird.
yeah, Live at Fatty's. That was what Mike's doing in the backyard, huh?
Yeah, Avenged Sevenfold was there. That was fucking weird. Two
I
bands
know,
I
they're not even
never
like,
thought would work together.
yeah, they're just so different. They're like a band we played with somewhere out in the Inland Empire. Some like it was a dragster show, or it was a motocross show or something. And these guys all sounded like kind of like Avenged Sevenfold meets Helmet, a little bit, or Tool. And all their faces were tattooed with tribal on their faces. I mean, good solid 1 inch by 3 inch just stripes under their eyes and on their foreheads, and they're all playing that kind of metal and stuff. And I'm all like, wow, just underground metal creatures that weren't really that unique. They
Yeah,
didn't really have anything except for joining the metal team, and I'm just one of a million people. I don't care if I make it. I'm just in the family of metal. Just look at my face. I belong here, and I'm all, wow. That's
my
you know,
appearance matters more than my
I
music
know.
does.
Yeah, there's a lot. Society's changed a whole lot. In the last 30 years. So, the carefree days of punk. Talking about serious things are done. Now it's all metal, and you can't talk about serious things. So, it's weird, yeah. But I don't know. Free
But
speech. Long live free speech. COVID-19. You know, check this out. I heard this great phrase. You got your right wing and your left wing, but they're both just the same bird, two wings of the same bird of
damn
prey.
right they are.
The same number one, the 1% of the controller is just like just orchestrating that, like the Brady Bunch and I Dream of Jeannie, or like, TV shows. Like, okay, Biden, we have to say this, and then you're going to say this, and then we're going to say this, and then we'll give the president COVID-19 on on October 4th for sure. It's been scripted for a year, and then and then we're going to give it like the nanobot, like plasma crystal injection, so we could operate, control your body from the inside. You know, I don't know. Do you believe that? Do you think they're going to they're going to inject like kind of like artificial intelligence into
I've
our
heard,
bloodstream?
what's his name from Tesla has been working on shit like that.
That's kind of scary.
I can't think of his name at the moment. I'll probably think of it in about 5 minutes, but
Yeah,
uh,
Musk. Or
yeah, Elon Musk. He's been working on like brain implants and shit, and I'm like, you can keep that shit the fuck away from me.
I know the technology is just really tripping out because the empaths that have communication abilities, mental abilities without talking. When you start busting through into that kind of science, shit, everybody's going to be pissed if we can hear what we're all thinking, you know. But other than that, all is good, my brother.
Can I ask one more small favor of you, possibly two?
Absolutely.
Since Logan is on the same level with me, would you also maybe send him a care package as well? Because he was like shooting stars when he discovered that I was about to interview you yesterday.
He was the freaking, huh?
He was like, "Oh my!" He's like, "You're," he's like, "You're not talking to Case." I'm like, "Yeah." He told me I can interview him tomorrow. He's like, "Bro, please get me a signed record or something, please."
No way. Okay, I'll send you something for him.
All right. And
And
if
then you
you
can give it to him and go, check this out, dude. He'll be like, what? Casey sent this to you. You go, what? He what? That'd be fucking cool, dude. That'd be amazing to
and
have that kind of that kind of energy and joy, because
hell yeah,
that's what we thrive on. Because check this one out. Trevor Luca, our guitar player, he's 20. He's 28. I think he's almost 29. He first came and saw DI play when he was 13 with his dad. This is 13. What, I don't know, half of his life ago. And he was at the House of Blues in L.A. We're playing with Sham 69. So he came up to see DI with his dad, and then he's just watching us, just loving it, loving it, loving it. And now he's in DI. And it is such a great thing because we were his favorite band, like since he was a child, or young, learning how to play guitar. He was playing like Hank Ten in East Berlin in his bedroom,
that is
because
awesome.
because I'm twice as old as him, right? So it's like, when I was doing my thing when I was 20 or, 30 even, or whatever, he was like a kid just learning DI and being into punk. It's like, it's like your friend, he's getting a free t-shirt, just all of a sudden it's the bass player, it was just that amazing, And so whenever we tell that story, it refers back to the important things in life that should be focused on, like the happiness of making somebody's dream come true, or just saving somebody's
Yeah.
just doing something really good for someone, and that's what we've been about the whole time, and
And
it's a good thing.
the other question I was gonna ask, if I could real quickly bring him into this call so he could say hi to you.
Yeah, totally.
I hope he answers.
Who is it?
His name is Logan. I'm
Oh,
okay,
you should just give me his phone number, and I should just call him.
oh, I was like,
No, call him right now. Call him
it's
right
ringing.
now. All right, cool.
Answer, you damn Devo addict. He loves Devo. You still there?
Yeah.
Come on, Logan. Answer. I rarely ever call him, so hope he doesn't just. Come on, bro.
I did that once. My guitar player, he hangs around famous people in his recovery band, Rock to Recovery. He called me with Gene Simmons on the phone, and I didn't pick up the phone.
Oh shit.
Just standing there at some, AA meeting, concert, and I didn't pick up the phone.
Oh wait a minute. I think actually I think it might actually. Logan, you there?
Hello?
Talk to Casey, man.
Hey, Logan,
Oh,
what's going?
fuck.
What, dude? Logan, it's Casey Royer. What's going on, my man?
Holy fuck, I'm talking to Casey Royer. Holy shit, I just got off work. Oh my god.
Dude, awesome. I hope you had a killer day at work, because we all need money in this monetary world. But, dude, I'm glad to talk to you because, we were just talking about how those weird, special things, like meeting somebody you didn't think you would, or helping somebody in a way that
Yeah,
made them happy, is just what everything's all about. We're doing that right now to you.
that's amazing. Oh my god.
That is, I know, it's pretty cool. You know, when I heard this potential that this could come up, I'm all, let's call him. Let's call him.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, dude, I'm glad you guys are still hanging in there, all healthy, and still are have the faith and carrying the torch for punk rock music. It's awesome.
You still?
Yeah,
So where do you work? Where do you work,
I'm in,
Petco?
no, I'm an assistant manager at a dollar store.
Dude, that is so cool. Dollar stores are the best.
But
99.
but I also I'm a film student, so I'm in college too. So
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, just keep on staying busy, you know, and something will happen. Yeah, for sure. Well, that's cool. Filmmaker, you know, just now you can you're an artist.
Yeah, of course.
Good stuff, dude. Good stuff. So, yeah.
I'm
Life
sorry,
is
I'm
good.
like
Your
I'm
vitamins.
still in shock right now.
It's kind of crazy. I know, from horse bites, dog cries, to Johnny's got a problem, to just all that stuff is just right here on the phone with you. It's weird.
Like, Pervert Nurse is literally one of the reasons I picked up a guitar.
Oh, that is so awesome. You know, you got to check out the live stream that we did, BBB Live Entertainment on YouTube. If you love DI, you'll love this recording. We just did it 2 weeks ago. We have thousands of people watching it. It's a live stream. It's a tape of a live stream that we did in Vegas, and it just came out.
I'll definitely check that out.
Yeah, BBB Live Entertainment. It's for beer, billiards, and bar, beer, and billiards. It's in Vegas,
Nice.
but yeah, put BBB live stream or live entertainment, and you'll see us all sitting there, you know, in the little YouTube boxes. So yeah, check that out. And it was great talking to you, man.
That's holy shit! I was not expecting this.
That's crazy. You know what? I'm gonna send you guys a little care package. And so what size shirt do you wear?
I wear a large.
I wear adult
Nice.
small.
Nice. Okay, I got some shirts coming your way. And
All right, awesome.
Happy late birthday, Logan.
Thank you so much.
There you go, man. See?
Yeah, he was
It's
like
all-
blown away. He's like, I'm like, yo, I'm interviewing Casey tomorrow. You got anything you want to? Which actually, Logan, why don't you ask him some questions since you're on here for a moment?
Okay,
Yeah.
did you already ask him the questions I told you to ask him, or?
I can't
Probably.
remember.
Oh, what does
Okay.
DI stand for? Yeah, definitely. DI stands for Don't Inquire. That's a bad one, huh? Don't Inquire. That's, you know, I know it stood for drug ideology, you know, because we used to smoke pot.
I actually knew that because I found the backwards message on Horse Bites Dog Cries when I got the record,
Nice,
and
nice.
I recorded it on my really shitty camera and played it backwards.
That's classic, dude. Well, you know, Ozzy Osbourne taught us that trick one time in the studio. But no, everything's good, man. I mean, everything's good in the hood. I've just been hiding out down here at the beach because there's no gigs open, and
Yeah.
you know, clubs are all closed or whatever, and just waiting for that thing to turn around, you know. Maybe I'll see you guys one day at a show out there in Illinois, you know.
Oh,
Last
I'm
time I was there,
different
I
state.
played, do you know where a place called the Fireside Bowl is? You ever heard of that place? It's in Chicago.
I'm not really familiar with Chicago, but Logan doesn't live in Illinois.
Oh, really? Where you live, Logan?
Yeah, I'm from Boston, but I'm in Alabama for college.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Keep on educating yourself, and that's
Thanks.
what'll happen. That's where, like, Jim Morrison in what's a keyboard player? Jim Morrison and
Ray.
God, what's a keyboard player of the Doors? I can't believe
Ray
it.
Renovic.
Ray Manzarek.
Yeah.
Yeah, they met in film school, and then put the Doors together, and you know, so maybe you'll meet somebody at college and just, like, you know, it's a good place to get an alliance with two minds.
Oh, absolutely.
And just conquer conquer the movie about me. Yeah, I'll conquer the new movie you're making about me. That's what we'll do. And I'll take it, just $1 million. You can have half of it.
Oh, it sounds like a plan.
Yeah, why not? You know, fair is fair. Split it up even. You know, I'm that kind of a guy.
Oh,
But,
the other question he had was about Rick Agnew. I didn't ask him that. Logan, go ahead.
Yeah, I actually have an extra question too, if that's okay.
No worries.
Okay, so I wanted to, what was Rick Agnew like? Like, I've always been curious because he's just always seemed like a really odd guy to me because, you know, he went from, like, the Adolescents and they did, like, stuff like Christian Death, and then Rick Agnew's, like, Garage Sale and all that stuff. So I always
Yeah.
just kind of wondered what kind of person he was, you know.
Well, Rick's really great. I talk to him almost every day, and well, at least once a week, and he is just like so full of creativity and art. He just is about to explode, but he's like, he's kind of artsy, kind of eccentric, kind of like a little, kind of like doesn't want to be around a lot of people that aren't into what he's into, kind of, kind of like into that and stuff. And but him and me went to the high school the same year, and he was we all started all the early bands, SD and like DI and all those, and the Adolescents, and we were all those bands together. So he's a pretty really nice guy. He's really one of the kindest people you could ever imagine, and he was just having fun, just doing different projects and stuff. I think down here in Orange County, we're kind of like around a lot of creative, kind of like, movie, Hollywood, a bunch of, we all watched a lot of television back in that day because there was a lot of creative stuff going on. So we all kind of like just, like using Christian Death, or just kind of another little acting kind of fun thing to do.
Yeah, like my girlfriend loves Christian Death. I've always been more of an Adolescents DI type person when it comes to Rick Agnew, but I really got into him through her with Christian Death. So I always found it interesting that I went from more of a hardcore thing to more of the like gothic rock type thing. I was really like that.
Yeah, that's cool because I knew all those guys. In fact, we shared a studio. Well, they practiced at my house, Christian Death and the Adolescents. That's where I wrote a bunch of DI songs. Was on the Adolescents equipment while I was sitting around our house. So
yeah.
But the Christian Death guys are really funny. Roz Roz was kind of awesome, and then George and James, the bass player drummer, were just good. We're kind of normal guys. Roz was really kind of like, he was like just a real creepy kind of like a monster, kind of like weird gothy kind of guy. He was real. I mean, it was kind of trippy. I mean, they had art shows where they'd all run around, their bodies all painted with boners running around, all kinds of weird music. They had like, I think they even like boned a cat with its head off. They're just some weird.
God.
Yeah, they just did some weird stuff. They're just, but really freaky. And then I remember I went to one of those shows, and I'm all like, wait a minute, these guys are real. I got to get out of here, So it was kind of trippy, smoke and weird animals and dancing around homos, because they're, it's just kind of a different kind of thing for me, But yeah, Ross is a pretty nice guy. They're all pretty nice people,
Yeah.
It's just kind of a different thing, Kiss on my hand. But I love that music, Rick was great.
It's really great.
In fact, check this out. I had a light maple drum set. It was a Ludwig light maple, like a 5-piece kit. George Belanger played my drum set on the first Christian Death record.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm all like, thank you. That was my drum set, thank you. Yeah, I remember George one time, the drummer, we're at the Whiskey watching somebody play. I don't know who it was, us, them, somebody. And then George was all, hey, Casey, I got kicked out of the Whiskey. Can you do me a favor and get my 45 that's in my jacket sitting on the ground by the stage? I'm all, what? He's all, yeah, I left my gun in there. I'm all, wow, I guess. That's kind of weird. So I went and put it down my belt and just walked out. How's it going, man? Walked outside and gave George, Christian Death his gun back. It was funny. But other than that, everything else is good, and everyone's grown up or dead. So, hey, what do you do? What do you do about it, You just got to survive,
Yeah. And the other question I had was so my favorite band of all time is Devo. And
nice.
I had to ask,
almost me too.
What made you guys want to cover Uncontrollable Urge on the Team Goon record? Because I love that cover.
Just because Devo kicks ass.
That's so
we
true.
wrote that. Yeah, I know. But back in the day when we were doing that kind of stuff, and that wasn't far away from when their inception, And then
because they were 76.
Yeah, way back. So like we're really young, and it had a big effect on us.
I was negative 30 something.
You were negative 27. But so we really respected what they did, and their music is so it's so lovable, like the B-52s.
It's so weird, but in a great way.
Yeah, for sure. And we did The Girl You Want on the latest Flashback Favorites.
Oh my God! I
gotta hear that album, dude. That album's amazing.
Yeah, it's a good one. In fact, we did The Girl You Want because like about 10, 15 years ago we're at the NAM show. It's a big music fest convention thing for musicians. So we're at the NAM show and stuff. And we're signing autographs next to Devo. And so like Clinton, our guitar player, he's all goes up to Bob number 2, not Mark Mothersbaugh, who was the main writer. He's all, hey, how's it going? He's kind of a tall, geeky guy, I love him. We all grew up together, So Clinton, our guitar player, goes up to him and goes, hey, I'm Clinton. I think we're gonna cover the song "The Girl You Want," and he's all, "Well, that's a shitty idea. Why don't you write a song? Why don't you cover a song that I wrote?" Oh, sure, that's a shitty idea. Why don't you write a song that I wrote? Clint just looked at him and just went like, because he just turned away and he says whatever and walked off. And Clint's all, my hero hates me. Oh God! And so check this out. 30 years later, what song do we cover on the cover album? "The Girl You Want," the song Bob number 2 did not want us to cover. Ha ha ha!
That's amazing.
But I like those guys. Mark Mothersbaugh's a really good guy. They're all really cool dudes,
Whenever I first heard Uncontrollable Urge, your guys' cover of it, the first thing that popped in my head was like, man, what if these guys covered Smart Patrol?
Yeah.
That means I actually Duty Now for the Future is right next to Horsefight Dog Cries are my 2 favorite records.
Yep, I got 2 of them, both with posters.
I got the logo on the back of the album cover tattooed on me. That's how much I love that album.
Oh, that is so awesome, dude.
And I have the DI logo tattooed on my ass. So if that means
holy
anything.
Shit!
Wait a minute, that's a touchdown or a technical foul? I'm not sure which one.
Oh my God, look.
The truth comes out.
I chose the right person to bring into this call.
I'm sorry, that's a 6-inch penalty. 10-yard penalty, 6-inch penalty. Well, that's okay, because my bass player Dan Colburn, he's in the Adolescents. He was in the Adolescents. He's in DI. We did our first European tour. His girlfriend's got a DI pup on the tramp stamp area. And so whenever he's doing her, he's thinking of me. So that's funny. It's classic fucked up shit, man. I promise you I'm not that. Yeah, it is funny because everything you say that's so disturbing is just totally accepted because, is it really true? Is it really true? Is it a joke? Is it like a fact? And there's so many haters out there. There's 50 opinions on that. So we don't know what's going on. So, yeah, everything's really trippy. Be careful what you say on your internet.
Oh, yeah, I learned that a long time ago.
Yep, you can have the haters will eat you alive like ants.
Oh, yeah, and I don't know if he already asked or not, but one of my biggest questions I've always had was who did the artwork for Horsefight Dog Cries and Ancient Artifacts? Because I love those album covers.
Yeah. The guy Art Morales drew those,
okay.
And I think it's weird. Rick's kind of a psychic, because like I was saying with all the DI stuff, with the Zolotl thing. Well, Rick kind of did kind of a weird mock sketch for the Ancient Artifacts thing, like just drew a pyramid and a grave and a guy, and he gave it to Art, and Art drew that thing, and then the beginning of all those weird parallels between that DI symbol started happening, so it's just a crazy thing, man. It's a crazy thing. Life's a crazy place.
Well, also, I was going to say when you were talking about how everything's closed down and everything right now because of obviously everything we got going on around the U.S., if you ever find yourself in the Southeast, there's this really great venue in Pensacola, Florida called the Vinyl Music Hall. I don't know if you've ever played there, but if you ever go on tour again, I'd love to see you guys. So that'd be a good place to go.
Awesomeness. Thanks for letting me absorb some of your mentalness.
Yeah,
I'm just I'm in shock right now.
That's classic.
I didn't forewarn him. I told him I would ask some questions and that I would ask for a record sign, but he didn't know that I had this in plan.
That's so classic. God, what a surprise. You just got punked.
Yeah, I think I'm the only person that's gotten punked and was happy about it.
It's classic, huh? Well, hey guys, I'm going to take off and shoot me your address and I'll shoot you some goodies and send me some message me on Facebook or something if anything comes up. Anything I could help you with, or
absolutely.
Oh, yeah,
you're going to
man.
be out here. Yeah, for
I
sure.
actually, I'm working on something for school right now, a little mini project about music, and I could definitely use some help on that because I'm going to use punk rock in it for sure. So
Yeah, count me in. Count me in for that.
yeah, amazing.
Life is good, you guys. Stay out of trouble for sure, and
Definitely will.
don't go out at night in the dark by yourself.
Oh, absolutely. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah,
No
man.
worries.
Seriously, thank you, man. I really appreciate this interview.
Thanks, guys.
And thanks for adding me to the call. Like,
Hell
holy
yeah,
shit.
dude. I was worried you were gonna answer, but I was like,
I had a long. I worked 12 hours today, so this was a very good thing to come home to.
Wow, that's awesome, dude. Then you would have heard about it tomorrow, and you would have been,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't pick up the phone. Oh my God. Well, you'll hear about that story when you listen to the interview. Okay,
Yeah.
well, Casey Royer signing off, my brothers. Shoot me
That's
the
right,
information. Okay, we'll talk to you
Awesome.
guys. We'll talk to you later, my friends.
All right, thank you so much.
No worries. Adios.